Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Falcons Corner. Voice of the Falcons, Mike Rickert. Joining me today in the co-host seat, are you TD Tom anymore? It's football season's over.
Football season is over.
So what are we?
Are we triple threat?
You could be triple threat Tom, the SID.
That's right. That's me.
Yes. And then you're left-handed, so people don't think you're messing with triple threat. So you're left-handed.
I had a friend of mine mention, because I recorded something at halftime for the football game, bowl game. He's like, "Oh, lefties wear watches on their right hands. I never thought about that before." Yeah. And so you're learning something new.
Every day. So thanks for pinch hitting for Danny.
Yeah,
he's a very busy guy.
He's got stuff going on.
Very busy and stuff too. Running from the paparazzi, of course, and stuff too. So, did you meet any aliens when you were in New Mexico?
I saw things that looked like aliens.
All right, but there was no
actual aliens.
Real aliens.
I did not have any encounters or anything like that out in Roswell.
Good. Other than the result of the game, how was the trip?
I thought the trip was really good. I don't. No offense to Roswell, I don't know that I would ever go to Roswell for any reason other than having to be there.
Yes.
But we saw the UFO museum. The boss and I, we went there for a little bit.
Okay.
We got the green chili burger, which you're supposed to do in New Mexico. They put green chilies on things, so you're supposed to get that, and that was good.
Okay.
And we saw a really good bowl game football contest. Yep. Unfortunately, it didn't end the way that certainly we wanted to here at Lackawanna, but it was my first bowl experience, and it was pretty cool.
Good, awesome. And then 199, Coach Drew's gonna have to sit on that number for a couple more months, but he's a patient guy.
Yeah. So
we'll just have to wait till next year.
I think the thing that I'll take away at least from that game was that it was 28-13. And, one of our players just got hurt, Isaiah Oduro.
Right.
And it really kind of seemed deflating on the sideline, I think, at that point. And then a couple of the kids I was talking to, Najee Hollenbeck and Willie Matthews, we had a lot of time to kind of sit there and kind of talk. You could just tell that they were kind of feeling, this is not how it's going to be yet.
Right.
And then once Isaiah was helped off, there was suddenly this rush of energy.
Yeah. And
they fought back. Ambrose Fletcher returned that interception for touchdown. The guys were able to get another touchdown on the board as well. And they had an opportunity. They had the ball.
They had a bad spot on the fourth down play, and it was ruled short. I thought it was...
They fought back, I think, is what I'm getting at. And, losing 28-26 to a very good New Mexico military team, they played hard. And I think that's kind of what Coach wanted to tell them afterwards, too, in their huddle was... you may have lost, but you guys are a great football team because you played hard.
Right.
You fought back. You made this thing a game. And I think they showed, at least from a national scale, hey, they can play with those teams.
Right.
They when they're focused and when they're down,
and that's important. And we don't have the luxury of, let's say, snow, where we could just travel to the West Coast and maybe stay in Vegas for 2 days to do some sightseeing and then travel to New Mexico for games. We travel, get there, sleep, eat, practice, play, go home.
Yep.
But it's an into a couple careers at Lackawanna College.
Yeah.
Barry is, will finish up as the all-time leading touchdown passer, and I know a couple other things he's accomplished throughout his time here at the school.
It's going to be amazing to kind of compile it all, but Barry Brown's going to finish with over 4,200 yards passing, which is the most anybody has ever passed for by almost 2,000 yards.
Right.
He's going to finish with 42 touchdown passes, which is 11 more than the closest one next to him. he's going to leave with a lot of passing records and a lot of things that it's going to be tough for people to try to break for sure.
Right.
And some of the other kids, you talk about Ben Eisenhower, you talk about Isaiah Oduro, you talk about these
Willie
guys,
that you mentioned,
Willie Matthews, these guys who have given a lot to the program,
right.
And that.
And you mentioned Najee. Najee was leaving too. He made the transition from the offensive line to defensive line.
Talking to him and like talking to some of the guys on the offensive line and whatnot throughout the week, you can tell how much it meant to them.
Right.
And there were some tears. There were certainly some,
of course,
from the guys that knew they were done. But I think also there's a lot of optimism about what's to come, not only for them but also for the guys that will return.
Right. Yeah. Which is important. We always find a way to rebuild and be nationally ranked, despite playing on the East Coast.
Coach has been doing this for 30 years.
He's got it.
He's got it under control. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah. So congratulations on the I would say a successful season, getting a bowl bid, getting the guys on a plane across the country. And
you're talking about a really big life experience for them, and for a coaching staff, from a coaching standpoint, they won 7 games again in a year. They've finished above 500 for 25 of the 29 years that he's been in charge. And Coach Duda finished over 5, just getting 7 wins again.
Right.
Like they've been really, really consistent.
And I think we would have had more wins if we didn't have those changes in schedules, right? So
changes
7-3 could have been probably 9-3, worst case 8-3. The games we lost, we would have won. If we take ASA, Miami, Detroit Christian, we win those games.
Yeah, you might.
So we're 9-3. Coach has 201 wins. Can we just get all? We should have just did it all then.
We should have done
that.
We should have.
We get a new thing. Congratulations on 201 because we just counted those 2 wins those 2 games we didn't play as wins. Yeah,
by default, those are wins now. But I think that it's going to be an interesting offseason for them, just in terms of where their guys are going to go, who's going to come in, how they're going to get ready for the spring, and then obviously.
And it always is because someone could get blown out of the water with an offer, like Colby. He was said, hey, let's go to Miami.
Who was expecting that?
He could have been here this year, and we could have been national champions. Thanks, Colby, but it's all right. He's at the U, living the dream, and enjoying South Beach.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's pretty good. I think he made the right decision. I think you're right. Nice we can never hate on Colby for that and stuff too. So, let's touch on some other sports that are going on. Let's talk about wrestling because some of our guys had a good weekend up in Niagara.
Yeah, it was a good. They had 6 finalists, and they had Evan Raposo, who finished as a champion in his weight class. Right. I know Shannon Core in heavyweight ended up beating one of the finalists from last year's Gulf Atlantic Championship, Garrett, on his way to finishing second.
Right.
I know Coach Barbie was very excited, sent me a bunch of pictures on Saturday night from the day. The guys took advantage of it. They went to Niagara Falls. They obviously went out to the wrestling event on Saturday morning and all that. So it's been very bare bones as far as events for them in the first half of the year. But the second half they've got
their schedule's backloaded. So
quad matches, tri matches, things like that. So they'll have their opportunities, and
they'll have some home stuff going on.
Yeah, we'll have a couple matches here in the Union, so that'll be nice to kind of get them going here. And I know hopefully there'll be a couple more wrestlers that'll be eligible at that point.
Right, so fill out that lineup sheet and stuff too. And I'm sure they're very excited about pulling the bleachers back and taking out the wrestling mats. To set up for.
I think they can't wait to do. It's work, but I think it's work that they'll be excited about doing.
No one's excited about doing work now. Now stop.
But it was. I think it's good to kind of give them a little shine, and they all work hard. They've all been practicing and all that stuff. So to go out and compete and succeed the way that they did, that's good to see. Definitely a lot of positive momentum moving into the second half of the year.
And then it feels like forever since we've had a basketball game, even though the women did not play since we've aired the last episode, right?
And
so they're off until this Thursday. On the road. Yes.
Raritan Valley.
Yes.
Doubleheader. But then
they're home on Saturday.
Big one against Union.
Yes. So that will be interesting to see how Coach Spence, responds, because Raritan is always, a challenging team and stuff too. So
they're tough. They play, even from last year, like they weren't super skilled, but they work well together as a team,
and they're well coached.
They're well coached, and that'll be tough. That'll be a tough battle.
Yeah, and then back here at home, that'll be Steve Young. Triple Threat Tom,
the man,
broadcast.
We'll see if I'm there. I'm not sure if I'm going to be available on Saturday.
All right. He handled the one game by himself just fine too.
He did.
I think he likes having some.
He's a pro.
I know he is. I think he likes having someone to talk to.
He does. He likes having someone to bounce ideas.
Yeah, and stuff too. And then, so best luck to Coach Spence And then we got our men have a busy week because they are today, which is Tuesday, which is yesterday, and then Thursday, Saturday.
That's right. They're at Penn State Hazleton. We'll have the score here, but they're taking on Penn State Hazleton. And then Thursday, they're at Raritan. They're part of a doubleheader with the women's team.
Which is always a battle for our men. Again.
Yeah, which, we know Raritan obviously lost, was the number 1 seed, but lost in the region championship game to Delaware Tech last year. But we know they're very good, usually nationally ranked. And then they are on the road at SUNY Ulster at 1 p.m. on Saturday too. So they've got a busy schedule, but they're coming off a couple wins from last week. Able to beat Mercer on the road on Saturday. Had the win on was it against Delaware Tech? They beat Delaware Tech last week too. So
that was the day you were preparing to fly.
That's right.
That was Tuesday, last Tuesday.
Night.
Yep.
But they've been pretty good. Nasir Brown was our athlete of the week this week.
Yep.
Averaged 20 points, almost exactly. I think actually 21 because I think he had 22 in the win over Del Tech. He had 20 in the win over Mercer. He's been great for them throughout the year. 19.3 points per game so far this season, and has led the team in scoring pretty much every night. And then the second game, they were pretty much comfortably ahead, but Julian Wilson had a breakout game.
And speaking of Julian, the first thing he said to me in the weight room yesterday was, Coach, am I athlete of the week? And I had to say, Jules, no, you are not. And he goes, who else had a double-double? And I'm like, no one. But slow your roll. You're on the basketball team for 3 days.
It's fair enough. But he had 18 points in the second half. And was the last 10 minutes especially was just a house. And no one could move him. He was grabbing rebounds. He was cleaning up messes.
Right, and that's what I heard. I didn't get a chance to watch that, but some of the guys were saying, Jules was just rebounding his own misses a bunch of times until he finally decided to put it back in. So it was a man amongst boys.
My favorite part was in the second half. Some of the other guys that don't necessarily get to play are out there, and you just hear screams from the bench because everybody is, I think, imitating him from media day, screaming while holding the basketball. And he's just grabbing rebounds and going back up. He couldn't be stopped.
Right. So, he's a big dude. He's a 6'7", 300 plus pound, offensive lineman playing basketball. So he could be helpful for them when they face teams that have some size and stuff too.
I think as he starts to round himself into shape and all that, and hopefully Coach Gabriel can kind of insert him here and there, I think he could be a big asset.
Yeah. So we'll have all that stuff posted.
Yes.
All right, let's take. Are you talking in this year?
I'm trying to.
Okay. Well, I can tell you one spot you won't find him.
Where's that?
I'm not going to say it. The weight room.
Oh no.
We've been looking, or for work because he's also one of my work studies.
That's right.
So you can't find him in any kind of strength facility, whether in the fitness center or the
all right, so it's not
the weight room.
Right.
I think he has class.
Yes.
I think that's why he's not in the weight room.
We'll see if we can track him
because he was a regular during the preseason and stuff too. So I think he has some other obligations. Let's take a break. You can maybe talk to this year, maybe not talk to this year. Maybe you can throw some clips together if you don't talk to him, like a little highlight reel.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe I'll try to do that.
Even though Danny's not here, we try to keep him busy.
KTB.
Yes. All right, we'll be right back in the Falcons Corner. Take flight.
Imagine the innovator you could be tomorrow with an innovative education today from Lackawanna College. Our Level Up program puts high school students on an early college pathway for an easier college transition and faster degree attainment at a dramatically lower cost. That's why Fast Company named us one of the world's most innovative companies. With an education from Lackawanna College, imagine where you'll be tomorrow. This is life-changing. This is Lackawanna College. Oil and gas jobs are back. Are you looking for a life-changing experience? Lackawanna College's School of Petroleum and Natural Gas can put you on a path to a lucrative career in the production and delivery of America's energy in just 2 years. Choose from 2 degree programs or 2 certificate programs with internships that give students real-world and practical experience in the field. Lackawanna College will give you the education you need to build a career in this exciting industry. This is life-changing. This is Lackawanna College. Apply today at lackawanna.edu.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Falcons Corner. Voice of the Falcons, Mike Rickert. Triple threat, Tom Ferguson in the co-host seat, of course. Danny Berg sneaking out of his hardworking stance in his office to come clap his hands behind the camera.
What was that?
If he has that much time to do that, he could be here on the show.
He could have been here. He could at least tell us we're lined up right.
Or something. We may not know. But triple threat, Tom Ferguson. Thank you to Nasir. Whether you talk to him or not, thanks
to him anyway.
So either maybe you showed a highlight, maybe you showed his picture, maybe you talked to him. We don't know because it hasn't happened yet. But that's the beauty of the Falcons Corner.
That is, you never know.
We don't know.
You never
Tom,
know.
I'm giving you a huge assignment.
Yes.
A personal assignment.
Okay.
For the next 5 minutes, this is my online/video interview to be a University of Colorado football representative in the northeast part of the country.
Okay.
So you got to tag Coach Prime.
Okay.
I'm coming.
Okay.
That was his name. I'm coming. Prime, I'm here. I don't have to come. I'm here already. I'm here for 30 years, Tom. 32 years, and I only probably had 5 good years of Colorado football.
Right.
I've been here waiting. This is it. We have guys on the East Coast that can play football. Who better to sell Colorado football than me?
So who could come from here and go there? You know what I'm saying?
I don't even want to go there.
No, I'm not talking. I'm saying you could sell our guys there.
Well, I know that Nug was here.
Sell him on that.
Nug was here, and Nug and I were very close, and we still talk a little bit. And Dion got Nug to go to Jackson State. He committed from Georgia, so we have guys that can play that come through here.
Yeah, he knows.
I tried my hardest when Jaquan was here to sell him to go to Colorado. He wasn't buying it. I talked about how 300 days of the year is sunshine in Boulder, Colorado. I asked him, do you like the sun? Do you like being in the sun?
No.
I gave him the whole list of defensive backs that played in the NFL or currently playing in the NFL. I asked him if he was a Cowboy fan. Chiboy Owuzie was there. And,
But if Dion was there, you might have had a better shot at it.
Oh, absolutely. So Dion could help me out, too. Coach Prime could help me out. But, no, it's very exciting as a suffering Colorado football fan.
Long suffering.
Yes. That we have, someone that could go in there and realize that there's not much talent around and tell those guys that you probably aren't going to play for me. That was an interesting video. Well, listen, first of all, I got a lot of problems with that. Not with Coach Prime, but with the players there. You're meeting with Coach Prime. Did you see the video? Mm-hmm. Okay, and this is Coach Prime. I understand. I would have thrown them all out. They have hats on backwards. They're not dressed. The shirt, you're going to talk to Coach Prime. Present yourself like you want to play for Coach Prime.
Look excited,
Look. If my son was in that room and acted that way, I swear to God, I would have driven out there and I would have had a hard time. All right. However, it's very exciting for the 3 Northeast Pennsylvania Colorado football fans.
Yep.
Myself and my 2 sons.
Yep.
Just so everyone knows, I am not a bandwagon fan. I have been a Colorado football fan since 1989. I was a bandwagon fan in 1989. However, that changed to just regular fandom.
Right.
All right. So can you get this video out to Prime?
I'll make sure.
And say I was going to wear my Colorado gear for the show, but I didn't want to. I still want to keep my job here.
Yeah.
I want to do that in addition. I don't even want to get paid.
So almost like a brand ambassador in a way. For Colorado.
Anything.
Mm-hmm.
Anything.
Whatever you can do.
Whatever I can do to help.
Promote the Buffaloes. To promote Prime.
Because everyone's going to be a Colorado. I've been getting Mike. Now I like Colorado football now. Text. They're my second team now. I was like, get. There's no. Stop. So
no. You should welcome them, man.
The
more the merrier.
So that is my spiel on what happened at the University of Colorado. Very exciting. We got a lot of interest in the program.
Yes.
Finally.
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
Could be a big deal.
I may have to make my return trip out to Boulder, Colorado this upcoming fall, of course, because we will be good. We will be good. All right, good. All right, so that's enough Colorado. Coach Prime, I'm here. All right. So anything you need Lackawanna-wise, we got to go back on Lackawanna now.
Sure.
Right, because we do work here.
That's
LackawannaFalcons.com. Home game this Saturday with our women, LackawannaFalcons.com/live, and then check our results at LackawannaFalcons.com or on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram.
And Instagram, that's right.
And then esports. I talked to Coach Delaney.
Yes.
He didn't seem mad at me about the homeless comment. I didn't bring it up. But he talked to me.
Well, that's important.
So he said that his season is basically winding down or done, and he was looking for gym time for his guys because they think they could play basketball. So I said, Coach Delaney, find their 2 best, and me and you will team up, and we'll play a little 2-on-2.
Yes, yeah.
So I know that their season is a wrap. Yes?
Yeah, their season's over. Rocket League, unfortunately, had to or lost their game on Sunday, so they're done in the NJCAA. But they had a great regular season.
Right.
You know, had a good run and all that stuff. So we congratulate them, and they had good GPA. I know there was a lot of academic success this year
Right.
for both for our esports team.
Right.
So you know, congrats to Coach Delaney and company for being able to put that together. I know they had some roster moves and they had to juggle and whatnot towards the end of the year with everything, but they kind of handled it and did what they had to do.
Good.
Had guys step up and managed to at least get to the end of the year.
Right.
You know?
Good, good. So do you think that our 2-on-2 matchup could be on Twitch?
I don't see why not.
All right.
You know,
We got to make that happen.
let's get Bob D involved
All
since
right.
he's kind of the Twitch guy
Right.
with Teddy, and we'll have like announcers with it.
All
And
right.
we'll make it a big
And
deal.
just as this happens, I just got to let Teddy know now, I don't play defense and I don't pass. that's just going to happen. So he's
Wow.
going to have to D up and he's going to have to pass me the ball.
So does that mean he's not going to have to pass? He's going to have to not pass too to make sure he scores, or can you score?
Oh, I'm going to score.
Okay,
Oh, yeah. He just passed. Just
give you the ball.
good. Teddy, here you go. Let's go. All right. So, all right. But congratulations to Coach Delaney on
Yes.
a successful season. Coach Dude on a successful season and his entire staff. And then let's roll into basketball wrestling for the rest of the winter.
Let's do it. It's hard to believe we got 2 weeks left.
Yep.
You know.
And we're going to be winding down, ending this fall season very shortly, right?
Oh yeah.
So
I mean,
we only got maybe 1 or 2 episodes left before we call it quits for the
I
year.
would imagine next week's episode will probably be the last.
It'll be a
because
tearjerker.
I don't want to assume, but I don't think I'm going to be able to convince you to come in on the weeks off that we have to film Falcons Corner.
No, because my graduate course that I am taking now will be ended by then, and I will
Yes.
not need to come into the
You will-
sanctity of my own office to do my schoolwork.
You will not need to be in school at any point. for the
No,
rest of
unless Mason needs to shoot.
Right.
So if the
Well,
polar
sure,
bear needs to get
sure.
some shots up, then he'll be in. But if
Maybe
not,
maybe that'll be our Christmas episode.
yeah,
Falcons
who knows
Corner.
and stuff too. So, all right, thanks for tuning in, Falcon Nation. BlackWaterFalcons.com/live, BlackWaterFalcons.com, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, Facebook.
Bang.
Beautiful. Thanks. See you next week, Falcon Corner. Take flight.